We've all seen the movies where the protagonist is swept off their feet. The flowers, the constant texting, the grand declarations of love within the first week. It feels like a fairy tale. But in the world of psychology, sometimes a fairy tale is actually a carefully constructed trap. Today, we're talking about two of the most misunderstood and dangerous tools in the emotional toolkit: love bombing and gaslighting. Separately, they're exhausting. Together, they're a cycle that can leave you questioning your own sanity. If you've ever felt like you were flying at 100 miles per hour in a relationship only to suddenly feel like the ground disappeared beneath you, this is for you. Phase 1, the explosion of love. Let's start with love bombing. It's exactly what it sounds like, an absolute explosion of affection. In the beginning, this person makes you feel like the center of the universe. They might say things like, "I've never met anyone like you," or "we're soulmates," after just 2 dates. They want to be with you 24/7. It's intense, it's heady, and frankly, it's addictive. Our brains love the hit of dopamine that comes with being adored. But here's the difference between new relationship energy and love bombing: boundaries. A healthy partner respects your space. A love bomber ignores it. They use intensity to create a sense of obligation. If you try to slow down, they make you feel guilty for ruining the vibe. The goal isn't to love you, it's to make you dependent on them before the mask slips. Phase 2, the shift to gaslighting. Once the bomber feels you're locked in, the weather changes. This is where gaslighting enters the room. The term comes from an old play where a husband dimmed the gas lights in the house and then convinced his wife she was imagining it. In real life, it's much more subtle. It starts with small contradictions. You remember them saying they'd be home at 8, they swear they said 10 and call you forgetful. You bring up a way they hurt your feelings, and they tell you you're too sensitive or that it never happened. Gaslighting isn't just lying. It's a targeted attack on your perception of reality. When someone repeatedly denies your truth, your brain starts to short-circuit. You stop trusting your own memory. You start apologizing for things you didn't do just to keep the peace. You become the unreliable narrator of your own life. The cycle, why it's so hard to leave. The reason these two work so well together is the intermittent reinforcement. Just when you're about to leave because the gaslighting is too much, the love bomber returns. They give you a glimpse of that perfect person from the first week. They buy you a gift, they cry, they promise to change. You think, maybe I was being too hard on them. Maybe I am the problem. This cycle creates a trauma bond. You become conditioned to wait for the high of the love bombing to get you through the low of the gaslighting. It's like being a gambler at a slot machine. You keep losing, but you stay because you remember that one time you won big. The way out, trusting the So, how do you break it? First, stop looking at their words and start looking at their patterns. If someone's love makes you feel exhausted instead of safe, it's not love. Second, trust your that tiny, quiet feeling in your gut that says something is off. That's your intuition trying to protect you. Gaslighting tries to silence that voice, but it's still there. If you're in this cycle, the most powerful thing you can do is start documenting your reality. Write things down. Talk to a friend who isn't involved. The moment you start trusting your own eyes again, the power they have over you starts to evaporate. You aren't crazy. You aren't too much. You're just human, and you deserve a love that feels like a safe harbor, not a storm.